for the Go map. Like with video games, I was like, oh, the PS5 is underselling and Final 7 Rebirth is underselling. Like the PS5 is not reaching the expectations that people wanted.
So move to streaming. Initial high costs. High competition.
User acquisition.
Lots of acquisitions. And what else? Competition. User acquisition. Lots of company M&A activity. And then also you see, they gotta turn a profit.
They're turning profits, yeah. That's not the problem, but like
they're starting to.
Yeah.
Like only like Disney is, right? Like
Disney, Paramount. I think even Warner said that. Even they said Max did. I don't know, maybe like cable networks did or something.
Only the top competitors did, right?
Yeah.
And then
there's like a lot of smaller apps that aren't doing well, like all around ones and stuff. I like. But what I did mention is like the whole baseball situation. Like most baseball companies have nowhere to air the baseball games anymore, because like Diamond Sports or like Sinclair Broadcasting Group solely failed them. Like it's got to one point where the Twins are like being paid by Sinclair Broadcasting to not show the games.
Short-term losses from linear channels. That's network and cable TV.
I think part of this might also be both the Disney theme park dominance, well, just maybe Disney IP dominance in general. Like they own like every big IP for both theme parks and for movies now.
Yeah, lots of acquisition, MMA activities. So there's like Disney. Disney's a mega company now.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Oh, there's that thing yesterday too. Like, didn't like Mars like acquire like two, or was it another super mega corp? Like they acquired it for like 36 billion. Like
who?
Like the Mars company acquired like
the candy company.
Yeah, they acquired like I forgot what food company. They acquired a food company for like 36 billion as another huge
Mars
food company.
Food.
News. There you go.
Kellanova.
Kellanova.
I don't know what that. Oh, Cheez-It and Pringles.
Yeah.
I guess there's just in general. Right? There's a lot of acquisitions happening now. M&A mega trend. I guess the loans are still cheap. Loans.
I guess previously, like AEW have acquired ROH.
That's what I don't understand. I thought loans are really expensive now because of
interest rates, right?
Because of interest rates.
Maybe like people are willing to sell off for less just to get out of the loans as well. I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of debt.
I mean, like, it was fine. If they didn't have to worry about their own loans, they wouldn't have to deal with it.
I mean, like, Paramount has a lot of debt. Like, and so does Warner Brothers. Like, that's why they're, like, they have, like, you know, even if their market cap's, like, 7 billion, 20 billion, like,
well, yeah, like,
Paramount's, like, market cap is 7 billion. You're like, wow, 7 billion for that whole company. But then their enterprise value, which is both their market cap and their debt, is like 20 billion. So if you want to acquire them, you have to have 20 billion.
But the thing is, I thought the Batgirl situation was like a one-time thing, but they're still writing off like $10 billion worth of things and stuff. Like you Yeah, eventually you have to pay it back, you know. Or
So-
declare bankruptcy.
High initial costs and debt.
And ridiculous write-offs.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. What else were we talking about? Food, consumer,
Yeah.
food / staples. Starbucks earnings down. It's like kind of expensive. Consumers.
If they want like, the $5 coffee.
What else is there?
There's actually a Starbucks. So some things I learned about, like that supermarket brand in Philadelphia has a Starbucks inside it, and like inside the Seattle baseball stadium they have an actual Starbucks, I think. And I found this interesting because I recently found out that like maybe like City Field might be having some discount stores in the stadium or something soon.
What other things are in food sectors are having earnings come down? Like I think there was other stuff I heard about, right? Like consumer food.
There's a bunch of other stuff.
The food wars, right? The discount wars.
Food wars.
Yeah.
What's the mega
Fast
trend
food
in
food. Yeah.
I mean, like now.
That's only because like they're overcharging before.
Because like McDonald's, Burger King have the
Fried chicken
$5
again.
meal deals.
Yeah.
It is very competitive now, highly competitive.
Yeah. It's sort of good that McDonald's is a real estate company, because like otherwise they would just get destroyed by all these like condos getting built also.
7-Elevens are going Japanese in California.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
I would go Taiwanese too.
What else is there? What's there? Okay. Highly competitive
$36
landscape,
billion
also
deal.
facing inflation.
Yeah. Also, even if there's a soft landing, you have to worry about the soft landing too.
Like Powell says,
No rate cut.
soft
Yeah.
landing.
No August rate cut.
2 rate cuts
But not in August.
by end of 2024. None in August. There's not a lot of time left in the year
Yeah.
to like do 2 rate cuts.
Yeah.
Also,
it might be too sudden, right?
the Fed is politicized
There's an election.
in election year. There's also like what is it called?
Political instability.
I don't know.
Uncertainty also.
There's also wars,
Yeah.
military spending, geopolitical.
Yeah. That's what they call it, yeah.
There's a euphemism, you know, uncomfy.
But yeah, food.
No.
Lots of debt happening in games. What's happening in the game industry? Games.
Yeah, there's the union stuff. Hi-Fi Rush get bailed out. Or it continues.
Unionization. M&A.
Mergers and
Slowing.
acquisitions.
Funding is drying up. I've just been hearing in general funding is just drying up.
Investors are ruining the industry.
Well, people need money.
I know, but like,
The industry is
isn't
driven by
what
funding.
developers mainly complain about? Is like investors are like ruining game products. I feel that's probably the same with wrestling too.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you get crowdfunding? I guess for
Oh.
yeah, that's the thing.
Crowdfunding for like wrestling, like indie wrestling, is pretty easy.
The
Well, I think that's
journalism
what
landscape is getting scarce. are turning to
Wait, there was like that BuzzFeed or whatever acquisition recently, right?
micro
Like Vivek.
trend of reader-owned, reader-supported outlets.
There's Substack and YouTube.
Yeah, Substack is part of that.
Yeah.
GTA 6 waiting room is what Drew Crew says. Wait, what is that? What is a GTA 6 waiting room?
It's like the countdown to like when GTA 6 comes out.
Oh, yeah. How much are they spending on that game?
They're spending a lot, right?
They said they're spending a lot. How much?
I mean, that's part of why the stock went
GTA
down.
6 spending.
Like last quarter, not this quarter.
The total cost of development and
It's $2
marketing
billion.
could be in the $2 billion range. If that pans out, it'd be the most expensive video game of all time.
Well,
I would hope so.
Well, like, also, like, there's gonna be all that, like, DLC and stuff, and stuff pay to play, and, like, if you want, well, the thing is, you should spend $2 billion, but, like, if you want to be the best video game ever, you gotta, at least business-wise, you gotta make $2 billion.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 holds claim to the best opening week sales in video game history,
Yeah.
earning $1.15 billion
There you
in
go, so
just
that's why
5
they-
days.
yeah.
So that's why they feel pretty
Yeah,
confident.
that was just 5 days.
And
yeah.
like the game,
they have
just
money,
this
yeah.
year, Grand Theft Auto 5 sold more than 190 million copies.
Wow.
When this was written in 2023.
Yeah.
So in the year,
The pandemic probably helped with that. Also,
Yeah.
like, there's a 3 different consoles. Just for the PlayStation, it was just 3, PS4, PS5, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, PC, Mac, Epic Games, Steam.
yeah. So
You know, you can mod it.
so like, the games industry had a big pandemic bump
Yeah.
that attracted a lot of investment.
There's sort of a, you can say it's sort of a bubble.
Yeah, it was a little bit. People weren't sure exactly how much of the bump
And
was
right
going to
now-
stick around.
The travel boom is still going on now, so lots of people are playing games probably.
Yeah, I guess so. There's like there's another trend here of like I don't know, experiences, travel and experiences, pandemic, bust, and post pandemic mini boom. I don't know.
Theme
what
parks
else
are going
is there.
down now, or at least Disneyland is and Universal is.
But
Cruises are booming. I think most hotels did well, and I think recently, this quarter, Las Vegas did well. I don't know about Singapore. Singapore did well last quarter.
yeah, travel. Say Las Vegas. People were
Places where you would get a Super Bowl thing.
spending. Also, like lots of credit card debt.
Lots of retirement.
Also, like a boomer spending.
Yeah.
Is driving
Like
their
before,
car.
everyone was like when you're looking at Nielsen ratings, it's like 18 to 34, 18 to 21 or whatever. And now it's like you gotta aim like 40 to like 70 or something.
Is boomer spending on cruises?
So.
There's-
Assuming.
But yeah, there's also like stuff like concerts.
The concerts is definitely boomers.
So it's like
I actually have a big hot take on this.
Taylor Swift's
I don't even think it's Taylor Swift. I'll show you.
economic floor.
So when I went to Journey, and like, it wasn't like the youngest crowd. It wasn't like the Harry Styles crowd. Ooh, I hit 2,900 subscribers.
Nice, man.
Yeah. But let's see. Journey. Let's see Green Day. Let's see Green Day. Okay, that's younger. Let's see Journey.
When the tide goes out, you'll See who was swimming naked. That's like a Warren Buffett quote. That's a Warren Buffettism.
Guess my analytics for Open Arms Journey.
No idea.
It's totally different. So let me show you.
I mean, that's all. The lighting is all blown out there.
Here's Green Day. Green Day is noticeably like there's 18 to 24.
Oh, okay.
Like people from like the 2000s or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Journey.
Journey. Yes.
Journey must be much older, right?
It's much older.
It's like 60s.
Yes, it's something like that. Look at these numbers. It starts at like 45.
Starts at 45.
And it goes to 65 plus. 26% of my viewers are 65 plus for that.
Oh shit. That's really funny. Rock on! That's funny.
Actually, there were some people who were taken out by EMT, possibly because of the heat and stuff. So that was, sort of bad.
It's a health risk, you know?
I mean, like that was the issue with cruises too. Like people are drinking and eating at like this is a long. There's like 3 huge bands there. There was Journey and
also boomer bands, I guess.
Like Bruce Springsteen's like a billionaire now.
He is a billionaire, yeah. Bruce Springsteen.
So like, I forgot the other big one. I know Springsteen's number 1.
Credit card debt is. I think we're at a all-time high for credit card debt.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You wrote that down.
Wealth inequality.
So it's 26% from 45 to 54, 47% 55 to 64, and then 65 plus 26% on Journey.
Get some of that corporation money.
There you go.
I'd recommend it.
And it was 3 big bands. It was, which one was it? There was a lot of concerts I watched recently. There's Journey. Journey was the middle one. Beginning was Steve Miller, and then the end was, it wasn't Van Halen. It was the one that reminded me of Van Halen. Not Starship. What is it? Not Van Halen. I forgot the name of it. But it was like 3 big bands. So like people weren't leaving. They're going to be there for like 8 hours. Heaven forbid there was like a rain delay. I mean, there's probably less heat stroke to that. I mean, you probably have more people drinking and eating just like park food and stuff.
So.
I guess for 7-Eleven going Japanese, globalization of food. Like people getting into Korean fried chicken, like KFC in the US has like Korean barbecue and sriracha hot sauce as options now for the fried chicken sandwiches.
I don't know, I just saw something that was like. This is kind of a side note. I also saw like Oreo flavored Coke Zero.
Yeah.
And Coke flavored Oreos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, my friend got really upset when he saw that. He's like, "How dare you? How dare you, buddy? You should not do that."
Yeah. I think like stuff like on that, like stuff like Dollar Tree and Costco were up. You said Walmart is coming back a little bit.
Yeah, because like high-end spenders are like still looking for discounts at Walmart. And you're talking about like how before like, what was it like? It was the whole like before stuff was overpriced. Like it was like $20 for McDonald's now. Like people are looking for cheaper deals.
Yeah. McDonald's.
What's the other thing? I think you might have mentioned something else, or maybe said it differently than I did.
I mean, they have $5 meal deals now because they know their stuff's too expensive. Like sometimes like a McDonald's, like you get like dinner at McDonald's with like a bunch of Big Mac meals and stuff. It could cost you like $40. Like what's happening? It's supposed to be a deal. And like someone who's like part of our Discord.
Oh, you said there was like a special product. Oh, you said before like Walmart before was like something like high-end jewelry or something. I feel it was high-end expensive stuff and like people don't want to buy it at all.
I mean, there's like gold at Costco and stuff, or like
Babe Ruth autographed baseballs.
Yeah.
I don't know. That stuff might be doing well at Costco. I don't know.
What else?
Also, it aims towards a certain demographic when you do that, I guess.
Yeah. Let me see. Dollar Tree, Costco, Walmart.
Five Below.
Five Below. People
Yeah.
talking about Five Below now.
I think that's what they're. I think the rumor is there's gonna be a Five Below in City Field or something.
Ross stores.
Yeah.
Ross clothing stores.
Yeah.
It's now like $5 is the magic number now, I think.
I think there's this thing. We watched this online thing about like why Nike wasn't doing well now or something.
Yeah. Nike's like at an all-time low now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a very long time
Chinese
low.
economy.
Even
and,
though
like,
they're like
they became like stagnant and uninnovative anymore.
yeah, they have a lot of competition. A lot of young people. I
That
think
they go online or
go
they
for
went
a
to
trend.
online.
And like there's
You
a
have
lot
to match
of
the inventory.
sneakerheads are like a hardcore audience and they want the best stuff.
Yeah.
So you gotta appeal to like, you know, the hardcore fans and like, yeah, it's definitely like my own. It's out of my wheelhouse, but like, I can imagine like if you're the biggest one out there, you have to remain competitive. I sometimes I sometimes shop Allbirds,
Yeah.
and like I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I like it. It's sustainable. But then I learned later on that like, oh, like people are into like shoe fashion, like sneaker fashion and stuff. They're like, oh, this is like tech. This is like tech bro shoes, and it's also like doesn't look good to like fancy sneakerheads and stuff. They're like you're looking for like kicks.
I
That
think
look
maybe
cool,
when I was
so-
younger, I had like
so I like
Spider-Man
to
like
look
sneakers
nerdy.
or something.
So like I look nerdy or something.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I had like Spider-Man sneakers or something. And now like wrestling is getting into sneakers now too. You can get the Young Bucks sneakers or like the Roman Reigns sneakers now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's consumer discretionary, I guess. Different fashion brands and stuff. And also now there's a lot more competitive in fashion.
I feel like
fashion. There's a lot of startups now.
Yeah. I mean, like sports is like billion-dollar industries, whereas like wrestling, you're only making hundreds of millions. So like making a little 20 million in like clothing is actually a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling and sports. I guess you probably want to heading for sports, right? Like,
Sure. Yeah.
let's see, license, like, fractured contracts with streaming platforms.
Yeah.
I mean, you told me this a million times. UFC, WWE merger.
Let's see what else.
Let me see what I can remember.
I think there was like a sports boom after pandemic finished.
I mean,
but not slowing down again.
it also goes hand in hand with
Also, like the food and the
sports
parking prices are too high.
sports betting. And
Oh, we forgot to talk about
Crypto
what's her
ads.
name at City Film today.
done.
I think they still have the Crypto.com ads at the
yeah.
UFC.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very predictable. Like even like I'm not surprised at all. Even though I don't know anything, I don't follow it at all. Like just my general impression is that doesn't surprise me.
Because of like the FTX ads or whatever.
It just doesn't surprise me. UFC, WD merger. I mean, this is like the general news around these fields, right? Like, oh yeah, the Olympics, right?
Also, like Olympic mania and World Cup mania.
I don't know. What, is there anything different about it this year or anything? Like,
It's just blowing everything out of the water in terms of ratings.
okay,
It's like double the ratings of Japan or whatever. I think there was like some.
huge rating.
I think Japan got really upset that so many more people watched the Paris Olympics instead of the Japanese Olympics.
I mean, it was a tough time, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, like we didn't know the year it was happening was totally wrong.
yeah, that threw things off. The next Olympics are going to be in LA, right?
Yeah.
2028.
Yeah.
People are into sports, you know. People want to watch stuff, experience stuff. You know, the world's at war, but like there's been a pandemic. People want.
I mean, yeah, like
Feels
the
like you just
Coliseum, the Coliseum, like old school Coliseum, the old school Olympics. They were for peace and like for containing the masses and stuff.
People want to feel good about things, you know.
I want to feel good. I want positive vibes.
And if it's
I mean,
cheap,
yeah,
and hopefully
people-
it's cheap, you know.
People when they show up at a sporting event, they smoke up and or they're supposed to or not, and most of the time they're not supposed to, especially post-pandemic.
I remember during pandemic at some point I looked up like, oh, is it going to be like the Roaring Twenties again? And like, because there was also like the flu epidemic in 1918 and stuff. And then like people were saying, like they were doing like a interview with people on the street, and some dude was like, when we get out of pandemic, I'm going to ingest every single substance known to man. don't do drugs, folks. But I mean, like I think it says something that somebody would say that. Also, other people were saying, you know, I'm gonna.
Some people were saying they were gonna quit.
Some people said they were gonna like pursue their interests and hobbies and like pursue their
some
dreams.
weight, go vegan, go vegetarian. Like
when
Navarre went vegetarian.
I'm working on my memoir, and like a lot of other people I know were like, when I was just going into this world, I noticed a lot of other people were like, oh yeah, I worked on a memoir. I also started during pandemic. I also started mine during pandemic, and like a lot of people were just like, you know, looking at these things, and like also like at conventions and stuff. Like I talked to people like, oh, what made you start this? Like, oh, I started this like project during pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like
a lot of
like,
people went on Twitch and made careers on Twitch for pandemic.
So yeah, there's like a pandemic. So like post-pandemic.
Pandemic and post-pandemic. Yeah.
So there's like a bump, initial bump to digital online, bust, some bust, initial bust to live travel, bump later.
Offices.
Consumer. Oh yeah, commercial, real estate, offices, downtown area / offices. There's like a kind of, some people have described this as a white swan. It's not even a black swan. This is like a big problem. But there's like a lot of like loans coming, what is it called? Due or something?
Yeah.
2024, 2025. It's like on the scale of like trillions.
That's really bad.
USD. So that could be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an ad break starting in 4 minutes. So that's one trend. Hopefully it's not over leveraged.
Oh, Juku's still there. Alright.
Could affect regional banks.
Oh, it's not just offices. It could also be like small businesses, I guess.
Yeah, small businesses in downtown areas that get hollowed out because like there's not enough foot traffic and like rent's too high. So like digital online games, Zoom, remote / work from home, staying.
I mean, yeah, Canada and I forget where else. Like, they just invest in real estate because instead of like company brands, it's like it's a lot of money. It's guaranteed money. Like, there's a bunch of condos in New York City. You sell like 100 people worth condos as opposed to like one small restaurant or whatever. You can't really compete with that unless you like maybe Costco there or something.
So what's the this is a hard one to unpack.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Offices, yeah.
So there's what is it? Home real estate, what's it called? Home realty?
Yeah.
Residential.
I forget who mentioned this, but like it's not like
there's commercial.
Family household money went up. I forget what year, but like yeah, that was the reason why not to. I think it might have been playing Bagel actually when people were wondering if this is gonna be a hard landing. And it's like no, like income's been up for households.
I think nominal.
Nominal, not real.
Nominal income up feels good, man. But inflation cuts into real income, real wages.
Well, we're getting discounts on food.
Yeah.
And real estate is still relatively cheap, at least in New York City. Yeah, and like outside New York City, it's totally different. Like I feel like Japan has like a low interest rate and then like low like cheap housing or whatever. I mean that's what economics help global said. I don't know.
Keep
Maybe
in
it's not true.
mind,
I
70
told you it's all wrong.
to 80% of U.S. GDP is consumer spending. That's an important thing to keep in mind. The value of all this. Other countries, it might be like other stuff, but it's in the U.S. It's like middle class, you know, people buying Papa John's, you know. That's why there's so many products. We export a lot of like our fast food franchises overseas.
Yeah.
So what's residential real estate like? In like I guess just in general, interest rates
That's
stabilizing, going down soon.
not zero like before.
Anticipating still relatively high. Anticipating cuts.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a drink after this ad break.
Yeah. And then the main thing is that high mortgages don't lower costs. Limited supply and existing owners don't lower.
Alright.
Okay, cool. Damn it, we're muted. We're muted. Okay, we're unmuted. We're unmuted. Hello, Juku. We're back. We're back. Thank you, Juku. Thank you so much.
We just showed right now. You guys didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss anything. Good now. Thank you. Thank you. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. So we're back to the Mudita and PRpHD stream. And we were just wrapping up our market news segment. We're going to get to our next segment soon, Hollywood Plus, to discuss our topic of the day, heroes and villains, soon enough. But we're just wrapping up our market news segment here. We just want to talk about real estate, a little bit about international market, general international market news, some trends there, and in Japan. You want to mention Canada because we did a bunch of research on Canada. So yeah, we'll discuss a little bit about that. But other than that, yeah, we're wrapping up here. So, yeah, real estate, there's not enough homes according to the narrative. Existing homeowners are locked in low interest rates, so they're not going to switch into new homes. So as a result, that limits the available supply available. So that increases prices even though the interest rates are still high. Normally, if interest rates are high, you expect like prices to come down, but they aren't going down because there's just not enough supply. So that supply is counteracting. But it's sort of weakening a little bit. Now the prices are kind of lowering a little bit, like in the past few months this year, as we're anticipating cuts. And yeah, also maybe home builders are going to be a factor in that too. So that's the general things people are saying. I don't know how much I believe it. I don't trust them. But I don't know, that's what people are saying. And all kinds of people are saying it. But so yeah, maybe it's true. What else? Other markets, Japan is a big market.
And low interest rate for
reverse carry trade. Notoriously, BOJ has notoriously low interest rates.
I think tourism is like billions of dollars there, like $10 billion or something.
Historically. And currency had been deflated for a very long time. oil is a
US
major
dollars.
import. 97% overseas on tankers in US dollars, nonetheless. So it's like double leveraged.
Yeah.
And then now with the against USD interest rates,
Yeah.
reverse carry trade was good, but then BOJ raising rates resulted in massive
Panic.
correction
Correction,
and
there you go,
I don't know, correction, I guess.
yeah. I guess correction is the right word.
I don't know. And honest and results in market panic. Also, something to note, things to note. Major exports include electronics, games, and hardware, software, and automobile. Yeah. Also, another major import.
I guess food.
Yeah, another major import is food. It's food. Yeah, I was literally about to say that. It's oil and food.
It's not major, but I guess like
Those
media.
are two like imports they talk about a lot.
I know. I wasn't going to. It's not major, but I'm thinking like media also.
Yeah, the cultural output
Yeah.
is a big one. Media, movies, anime, manga.
Kusatsu. Well, not a major
as
one, but Japanese wrestling.
major economically, but culturally, media, wrestling,
Baseball.
sports, wrestling, baseball, and I would say sometimes music also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then, do we want to talk about Canada?
I guess because of real estate.
What's the quick stuff we want to say about Canada?
Their
Canada, we
fixed
looked
rates
into them.
aren't really fixed rates.
Yeah,
They're variable
what was the
fixed
thing?
rates.
They have variable election year
Yeah.
against Trudeau.
Yeah.
Major sticking point is real estate.
Environment, I guess. The fire, probably.
Oh, also, yeah, the wildfires. I feel like real estate is even bigger.
Yeah.
Also, wildfires. The major real estate, what they say, variable rate mortgages.
Every 5 years. Adjusted every 5 years.
Adjusted every 5 years.
Yeah.
And
What's over there?
can result in reverse amortization.
Yeah.
You pay, I don't know, $1,500,
Yeah.
but your loan increases by $1,600.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. That's like literally a nightmare. That's like, yeah. Like,
I'm trying to remember
It's bad.
what else we need to say about that.
or is it like negative amortization?
I forget what it was. I think that's the main thing. What else is there? They never had a correction. Like they didn't suffer the Great Recession.
Did not. Their home prices were not as impacted by GFC because of lack of subprime
And better regulation.
to because of better
Responsible
regulation
banking.
against subprime crisis in the U.S. But just that,
Merely only in terms of home prices, though. It was still affected. I'm sure they were clearly affected by the worldwide economy getting affected by
Well,
that. But
they
the
dipped,
home prices didn't have to drop as much. I
they
remember that
dipped
chart.
like New York City dipped. Not
I remember the
California. Yeah.
Right. I remember the chart in Economics Help UK. There's a chart. It dipped a little bit, but like it's not
Maybe
like
10%, wasn't like 30%.
yeah, it's not like I mean like in parts of like the Sun Belt and stuff like Las Vegas or
Florida.
Miami. Like it would be like home prices could drop like 50% or something.
Yeah.
Like 50% drop in like Las Vegas or Miami. So that's a brief stuff about Canada. I mean that covers pretty much most.
Like that's if you want to know more. Yeah, that's pretty notable, right?
Yeah, see more about Plain Bagel.
Plain Bagel and Economics Help UK.
See,
There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. Everyone covers it.
yeah.
Not even Plain Bagel. Global, I guess.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, I guess on to something else.
Cool. Yeah, that covers what we want to do. So this is quite an extensive document. We should share this. We'll share this in the thing here afterwards. We'll share it in our Notion document here, and this will be on our Discord afterwards.
I really like how this turned out.